It was a hot and dry summer day in Los Angeles. The Santa Ana winds were blowing strong, carrying with them the dry air from the desert. The conditions were ripe for a wildfire. In the Pacific Palisades neighborhood, a small spark ignited a patch of dry brush. It was a careless mistake, a discarded cigarette butt that had been thrown out of a car window. At first, the fire was small, just a tiny flame licking at the dry underbrush. But as the winds picked up, the fire began to spread. It jumped from bush to bush, fueled by the dry conditions and the gusty winds. As the fire grew, it began to spread rapidly. It jumped over roads and highways, consuming everything in its path. The flames were towering, reaching heights of over 100 feet. The people of Los Angeles were in a state of panic. They had seen wildfires before, but never one like this. The fire was moving too fast, spreading too quickly. The firefighters were doing their best to contain the blaze, but it was a tough battle. The winds were too strong, the flames too hot. As the night wore on, the fire continued to rage. It was a monster, a beast that couldn't be tamed. The people of Los Angeles could only watch in horror as their city burned. The aftermath. The Palisades fire would go on to burn for days, consuming over 19,978 acres of land and destroying thousands of homes. The people of Los Angeles would be left to pick up the pieces, to rebuild and recover from the devastating blaze. The cause of the fire would be investigated, and the careless driver who had thrown out the cigarette butt would be found and charged. But for the people of Los Angeles, the question would remain, how could this have happened? How could a small spark have turned into a raging inferno? The answer would be complex, a combination of factors that had come together to create the perfect storm. The dry conditions, the strong winds, the careless driver, all of these had contributed to the devastating blaze. But as the people of Los Angeles looked to the future, they knew that they would have to be more careful, more vigilant. They would have to work together to prevent another disaster like the Palisades fire.